How many cases do you think are that you guys see in here, weekly? Or is it
cases of what? COVID?
Yeah.
We're in a western zone, and that if there's been any, they don't tell you. They don't say there's so many here and so many there. And all right. But have you been to any of the exposure sites issued by public health?
No.
Okay.
Where are those sites?
You can go on Nova Scotia and just COVID health sites, and they publish any of the sites that have been in fear of being contaminated, or someone when you go and you get COVID and they find out you got COVID, they ask you, where have you been in the last 24 hours?
Yeah.
So then they go and they track it all down. Right?
Okay. But you don't know where those places are in your guys' documentation?
Well, you can go online and get it.
But wouldn't you guys supposed to?
Yeah, we have a list here.
Okay.
Well, but again, I can't.
I'm pretty sure.
Can't show. Right, because our outpatients is closed. It's a shame, but it's closed, right?
For Martin himself, there's nobody in outpatients right now.
With our COVID regulations, Cam, you can appreciate we have regulations for people coming in throughout the facility. If you're here for medical care, we can certainly bring you down to the emergency department and have you seen. But today we're actually closed. We're closed because we don't have enough staff to have an open department today. Today the emergency department is closed, as I have said.
So, what if there was an emergency with COVID?
If there's an emergency with COVID, I'm not sure what kind of emergency you're referring to.
Isn't COVID an emergency?
So when you're in a hospital, right, there's patient information, and medical information is considered very private.
Maybe.
Certainly have a lot on the go.
Yeah? Well, I don't know why you guys came out here for a guy with a camera.
We got a call.
If you go in there with your camera on again and ask you to leave, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to arrest you under the Trespass Property Act, okay?
Emergency department closed. Well, we must really be in a great state of emergency, guys.
No.
Have you been around anyone with COVID-19 that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't been around too many people.
Okay. Have you been tested recently and are waiting for test results?
These are the screening questions, guys.
Have you been to any of the locations that public health has posted? They could be potential sites for exposure.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, perfect. Can I get
What
you
are
to
those
sanitize your
locations?
hands?
Do you guys know those locations?
Can I get you to sanitize
I think
your hands?
Myself,
Just
I'm not
ignore him.
familiar. No.
So you see how that's a catch-22, right?
Okay.
She's asking if you've been in any locations, but is unable to state where those locations have been. Do you see the problem with that?
There is a printout, I believe.
Okay, can we see
Oh,
that?
if you want to know, they're in Antigonish, there's some in Halifax, some in Bedford, some in Dartmouth.
Yeah, can we get a printout of that, just so we know? Because you're asking a question, and then actually people don't even know where those locations have been. So and then you just progressed with that. I think that could be a breach of a potential contagious spread. Yeah. Do you have a printout of that information?
I do, yeah.
Can I get one of those?
I don't have the authorization to give that to you right now, but if you will wait, we'll get someone who can give us the authorization if they say yes or not.
Sure. Yeah, you know what's funny? In March 2020, after the pandemic hit, I'll be honest with you, I came here after waiting 2 weeks because I literally thought I had COVID. And you know what they did? Wouldn't even test me.
You need to have
Wouldn't even test me.
You need to have one of these masks on.
Is that a law? Natalie, is that a law?
Within this hospital, it is our policy for you to wear a mask.
I know, it goes against my religion,
Nice.
goes against my conscience, goes against my beliefs, everything under my fundamental rights in this country.
Would you please put that on while you're in here? There are other people, and it makes them nervous. And
Is
aren't
it-
we about taking care of other people?
Law.
But we used to have a job to do, and everybody calls us.
Because of feelings. So are you feelings police or are you law enforcement?
I'm law enforcement.
So what happens from here, sir?
You're no longer welcome on the property unless you have a valid medical reason.
Who's can? Is that a
That's you.
do you guys is that a
That's
me
how you
as a
would-
business?
That's how you identified yourself today.
Sir, please sit 6 feet. Chief, 6 feet.
You've been explained to this, so please leave now, sir. Thank you.
Is it so?
Thank you. You've been explained to. You have to leave now.
Okay,
Thank you.
excuse me,
Thank
sir.
you.
Chief,
Thank you.
Chief,
Thank you.
Chief.
Thank you.
6 feet, Chief. Oh, you don't think I'm gonna leave? You think I want to be arrested? Come on, 6 feet, Chief.
Thank you. I'm
6
not-
feet, Chief.
I'm not. We're both walking here.
6 feet,
I've
Chief.
got my mask on. Do you have yours for
6
my
feet,
protection?
Chief. Is it under the law?
You're on this hospital property.
Is that lawful order to put a mask on?
Well, I'm just telling you, you're saying 6 feet, so if you don't want to wear a mask, then I'll stay here. We're outside. Thank you.
6 feet, chief.
Thank you.
6 feet, chief.
Thank you.
6
Which
feet,
part
chief.
of the law do you wish to be? Either the 6 feet or the mask. Which one? You can't have both.